All right, welcome back. Another episode of For the Ages. This is episode number 4, and I'm your host, Cody Wise. So, welcome. Today, joining me again is Chase Gonzalez.
I'm starting to wonder when you're going to drop me from the show, bro.
Hey, you know what?
I know you've got a lot of guests lined up, but I'm happy to be here.
Man, I'm happy that you're here too. It's this has been fun. We've talked about this off camera a lot, but it's just been fun getting to dive into this project and venture. And I mean, it's obviously like, we've had a great relationship. Like, I consider you one of my best friends, and this is just like another just a cool thing we've been able to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
So
It's been fun, man.
it's
Thanks
been
for
a
having me on.
blast. So absolutely, absolutely. So today we are going to be talking about the PGA Championship, the next major on the schedule. It's at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. So yeah, today we're going to jump into a little bit of history on the PGA Championship, a little bit of history on Quail Hollow, talk some players, favorites, all the stuff.
A few
So
people close to winning their Grand Slam, so we'll see.
yeah, we got some potential Grand Slam alerts out there. Shout out Mr. Spieth. We'll see if he can get it done. But yeah, I guess before we kick off, any thoughts going into the PGA Championship, history about it, the course? What are you looking forward to?
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing if Spieth can pull it off. Like that'd be an amazing story. And I think in the last episode you were talking about, you asked the question, is this going to be a year where we see two people win the Grand Slam? I sure as hell hope so, man. That'd be exciting. That'd be crazy.
It'd be a fun storyline.
Yeah.
We talked about it last time. Yeah, like it might dilute a little bit the highlight of Rory accomplishing the feat, but I think when you go back and play the videos of Rory winning in that fashion, we're still going to feel the same rush of
Right.
emotions. It's not going to take away from it.
Yeah.
If anything, this would be an absolutely historic year in 2025 if we could have two winners of the career Grand Slam.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. They're getting prepped. I can assure you, nobody wants it more than Jordan Spieth.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, to kick off, let's dive into some background on the PGA Championship itself. So it was founded back in 1916 at a club called Sewanee Country Club in New York. It was founded by the PGA of America. So originally, the PGA Championship was actually a match play event. It wasn't until 1958 when it shifted to stroke play to align with some of the other majors. So, being that it was match play, this led to some pretty wild upsets, some tough schedules, grueling matches, 36 holes a day. It's a different kind of pressure,
Right.
right? And if you take, you could take somebody like Scotty, who's super hot, and you get the right guy on that one day, on that one round, and he could win,
Yeah.
right? Same thing with like Tiger in his prime, right? He didn't win every match that he was in, but he won a lot of them.
Oh yeah.
So I think that it was a good move by them to move it to stroke play, just because it offered a little bit more of a healthy representation of like who actually is the best over the 4 day period.
Right.
So thankfully they did make that shift. One of the most famous wins, though, was Walter Hagen when he won 4 straight from 1924 to 1927. These were all match play victories.
Okay.
So, kind of a testament of just how much of a stick this guy was.
Yeah.
We've mentioned earlier, too, him and Bobby Jones dominated the game in the 20s. So, not a surprise to see him there, but also somebody like Gary Player, who was the first international winner in 1962. So kind of signaled a turning point for the PGA Championship, and Gary Player just being who he is, right? The ambassador of international golf.
Right.
Pretty interesting stuff with him. But let's go back to the PGA Championship. Like the rest of the majors, there's no fixed venue, so it shifts courses. And there's actually been a total of 35 courses across the U.S. that have hosted the PGA Championship. Got some remarkable courses like Southern Hills in Oklahoma, Bethpage Black in New York, Kiowa Island, South Carolina. So some pretty notable courses that have been, on this sort of schedule. Also, too, Bethpage,
Okay. Yeah.
site
Of
of
course.
the Ryder Cup
Right.
this year. So big stuff to come there. I know you and I talked off camera. We want to do an episode about the Ryder Cup.
Oh, yeah.
So absolutely gonna get that done. Some interesting stuff about the PGA Championship, though, is it's commonly referred to as the working man's major. So compared to the Masters with its, the exclusivity and, the US Open being sort of like that tough, grueling grind, the Open Championship with its tradition, the PGA Championship's long been considered the blue collar major.
Wow.
So
Kind of love that.
I do too. It's like, how do you not like a good old working man?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So historically, it's been run by the PGA of America, which represents club professionals, not just tour pros. So there's a difference, right? On one hand, you have PGA Tour pros. These are guys that have their card, they compete on the PGA Tour on a regular basis. You then have PGA professionals, right? So think of the PGA professional for Barton Creek,
Right.
or Spanish Oaks, or Lake Cliff, or any of these other really remarkable courses here in Austin, where we're based. So a really interesting twist, I would say, with the PGA Championship is there is this theme of the PGA professionals are a part of it, and there's actually 20 people that qualify each year to play in the PGA Championship. We'll get into some of that information here in a little bit. And actually, well, let's just jump into it now.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's do it.
so there's 20 guys. And so if you can imagine all the clubs across the U.S., and not every pro is going to elect to go and play in the qualifiers, but it's a pretty unique experience. Yeah. So of all the people across the U.S., 20 people get in. This year, we've got the PGA professionals that have qualified. They've been named the Corebridge Financial Team. And we'll put a link in either the comments or to the episode with a full breakdown of the team. But this is where, if you recall, guys like Michael Block.
Oh, yeah.
Came about.
Okay.
Right? So he's a PGA professional
right.
in Northern California.
Yep.
So he's actually playing in his 7th PGA Championship this year. So he qualified again this year. But 2023, the PGA Championship, that's whenever the Michael Block sort of wave came over us.
Yeah.
Right? He was playing with Rory in the final round. He's just this very personable, likable guy, made a hole-in-one at the PGA Championship. Like, that's incredible. To do that alongside Rory McIlroy, now Grand Slam winner, but, Hall of Famer while he's still in his prime. That's a pretty cool deal. So, I mean, could you imagine being a PGA professional? You're going about your normal, 9 to 5, whatever your day is, right? But then 1 week a year, you're getting inside the ropes with the pros.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's so sick.
How do you think you would fare out at
gosh. Not well, but I would enjoy every moment of it.
Hell yeah, you would. So despite some surprise winners at the PGA Championship, it has consistently crowned some greats, and it typically does reward people who are in their best form at this given point. Whereas, again, like other majors, the Masters, it takes a certain skill set, certain experience to really thrive at the Masters. The US Open, it's always a grind. Mm-hmm. It's always long, hard, fast, tough playing, right? And then the Open Championship's kind of the outlier where it's unlike any other course that these guys play on a regular basis. So I kind of respect that. And I think that's maybe where some of the rhetoric came with the working man's major is, if you've been putting in the work this season, if you're peaking at the right time, then
might have a shot.
Yeah, we're going to help you out.
Yeah.
Give you a shot at hoisting the Wanamaker. So in May of 2019, they actually moved the PGA Championship up to May instead of August. This kind of reshaped the calendar for golf. So it's now the second major in the order right after the Masters.
Yeah.
Previously to 2019, it was actually the last major of the season. So now we finish with the Open Championship.
Right.
some notable champions of the PGA Championship: Walter Hagen and Jack Nicklaus. They both hold the record for the most wins. They have 5 each.
Wow. Okay.
At the PGA. Pretty remarkable.
Oh, yeah.
Tiger, not too far behind. He is in second with 4 wins, and he was actually the first to win back-to-back PGA Championships.
Okay.
And that was twice. So Tiger doing Tiger things.
Oh, yeah.
99 and 2000, and then also 2006 and 2007. Tiger, we talked about it in the last episode, but the Tiger Slam, where he had won all 4 majors in the same season. So he held all 4 titles. When he first completed the Tiger Slam in 2001, it was completed at the PGA.
Okay.
So, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Not on the calendar. It's not like no other players have come close to that yet.
Yeah.
Although Rory, he's in rare form right now.
Right.
We're early on in the season. We're 1 major in. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but with the way he's playing right now, don't be surprised if Rory doesn't give that a run.
I mean, you can't. I've learned my lesson. You can't count Rory out.
Maybe the Tiger Slam turns into the Roars Slam.
I don't know if that's going to stick.
Doesn't have the best ring to it.
It doesn't have a good ring to it.
But another notable champ was Phil Mickelson.
Oh yeah.
Back in 2021, he was the oldest major winner at age 50 at Kiawah Island.
Okay.
So, pretty interesting stuff. I actually want to show you a couple of clips, if that's all right with you, Chase.
Yeah.
So, the 2000 PGA Championship, there was an epic duel between a couple of guys, Tiger Woods and a guy named Bob May at Valhalla. So, going to play a little video for you here.
Here we go. Now watch it. Right there. I got it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it.
Yes, sir. Walk it in.
You know, he runs 5 or 6 miles a day, so he's in good shape. You can pitch that ball.
Yeah, you can.
Still using that clip in commercials today.
It's so this is a pretty grueling playoff that took place between Tiger and Bob May. It was a 3-hole playoff, and I believe if I'm quoting this correctly, at the time that was, and I don't know if this is still the case, so I might need to go and spot check myself, and we can put some stuff into the episode comments or something, but it was a 3-hole playoff, and if they still tied after 3 holes, then it would go to sudden death.
Okay.
So a little bit more of a unique playoff style. So there was also a pretty sick moment back in 1999. Sergio had an unbelievable lie behind a tree. So if it's all right with you, I'm actually going to show you another video of Sergio. I don't know if you've seen this one yet, but
I don't. This doesn't ring a bell.
What's he got? What club has he got for this iron back, Gary?
That's got a 4. Yeah.
there's a window.
There's a window. Yeah.
You small children, don't watch this.
Oh, that didn't look comfortable at all.
Watch this. The little skip.
Oh my goodness, he hit it on the green. That's unbelievable.
Wow.
So just a couple highlights from the PGA Championship. It's yielded some pretty cool moments, right?
Yeah.
Tiger walking in the putt when he's, doing the claw to go pick it up. Imagine being Bob May
Yeah.
and seeing your playing competitor do that. You got to be thinking to yourself, like,
I'm fucked.
what the fuck am
Yeah.
I getting myself into here? But look, he battled it out, and props to him for that. But Tiger did Tiger things,
As he does.
and he got it done. So whoever is fortunate enough to come home on Sunday with the victory, they win the Wanamaker Trophy. It is one of the largest and heaviest trophies in golf, 28 inches tall and 27 pounds.
Okay.
So some pretty cool pictures of some champions. What the working man's major lacks in exclusivity, maybe they make up for it a little bit with, hey, here's a big ass trophy
Yeah.
for you to take home,
Yeah.
right? So it was actually named after Rodman Wanamaker, who was a department store magnate who funded the tournament's launch.
Okay.
So pretty cool history around
Yeah.
the trophy itself. But there have been some unexpected champions in this tournament as well. You got people like Y.E. Yang back in 2009, who defeated Tiger after Tiger held a 54-hole lead, which at the time was unprecedented.
Right.
I think this actually may have been the first time Tiger had lost a 54-hole lead or he had lost the major after a 54-hole
Right.
lead.
Okay.
So historic upset with Y.E. Yang. Haven't heard much from him since, but maybe he's too worn out from carrying around that trophy.
Might be.
Guys like Rich Beam back in 2002, he also held off a charging Tiger to win his only major. And then even guys like Sean McKeel in 2003, who was ranked 169th in the world at the time. And this was his lone PGA Tour win.
Wow.
It was a major.
You got to wonder if he's like, I knew I had it in me.
Makes you wonder. I mean, you know, this kind of goes back to our earlier conversation, which was anybody that's in the field, they have a chance.
Sure. Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's tough to compete against the guys that are really peaking, that are
Right.
the top 10, 15 players in the world
Yeah.
right now. So yeah, that's a little bit of a tidbit peeking behind the curtain for the PGA Championship. Any thoughts on the PGA Championship?
I'm just excited to see what takes place. It kicks off next Thursday. Like I was saying at the beginning of the episode, I'm hoping Spieth can pull it out.
Well, we'll get to some favorites and some headlines that we might want to pay attention to heading into next week. So let's switch focus now to the host of the PGA Championship, Quail Hollow, in Charlotte, North Carolina. Course was founded back in 1959. It was designed by George Cobb, and it's had a couple different modern redesigns by Arnold Palmer back in '86, and then also Tom Fazio in '97 as well as 2016. It's largely known for its Green Mile, which is the closing stretch.
Mhm.
So 16, 17, and 18 considered one of the toughest stretches to bring it home in golf. Quail Hollow also hosts the Wells Fargo Championship annually. So this is an annual stop that tour pros do make
Okay.
at this venue. Pretty cool though that it's normally on the schedule, but now it's hosting a major championship.
Right. Yeah.
So the familiarity is going to be there.
Yeah.
Right. And these guys, they've played this year over year. And there are some people that have played quite well here, like Justin Thomas. This was actually his first major victory back in 2017, was the PGA at Quail Hollow. Quail Hollow also hosted the 2022 President's Cup, where Team USA defeated the international team 17.5 to 2.5.
Wow.
Or sorry, 12.5.
Oh, okay.
12.5.
Yeah.
Still, pretty good beating.
Yeah.
Some fun facts though about Quail Hollow. Rory won his first PGA Tour event at Quail Hollow, and this was in 2010. He was just 20 years old, and he shot a final round 62.
Damn.
So it's gettable
Yeah.
in normal conditions. I have no doubt they're gonna firm it up, get the
Right.
rough a little bit longer, and things like that. But it's not gonna be a U.S. Open where they're trying to have guys shoot over par,
Yeah.
right? But that win kind of was the springboard for Rory as he, bloomed into his career. He has since won 4 times there.
Damn.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about some betting favorites and
Yeah.
things like that. But the course is it's over 7,600 yards, so it's not a short course.
Yeah.
It's getting up there, and it's a favorite for players and for fans. The design, the southern charm, the walkability, being able to see a lot of great golf, and the players really like it. So I think we're in for a really solid PGA Championship next week. But yeah, any thoughts on Quail Hollow before we start talking about this year's major?
I think let's dive in, man.
All right, let's do it. So, starting it off, I mean, Rory coming off his win at the Masters, completing the Grand Slam. Obviously, he has a lot of experience here.
Right.
Not just any experience, a lot of positive experience, right? So, when you win 4 times at a course, it starts to feel a little bit like home,
Yeah.
So he's somebody to keep an eye on, right? If I were a betting man, which I am, I would probably put a little bit of money on Rory to win this. Why not?
Just a couple coins.
Why not? You also got to consider people like Scotty right now. He had his, call it C+ game at the Masters, coming off of a surgery, a little bit rusty maybe, but he blew out the field at the Byron.
Yeah.
Just dominated, winning by 8 strokes. So he's coming in feeling quite nice. And then we've also got people like Justin Thomas. He's coming off a win at the RBC, week after the Masters. He's played well at Quail Hollow in the past. Won the PGA back in 2017. So familiarity, playing well. Another person coming into this that, keep an eye on. You mentioned it earlier, Jordan Spieth, right? The opportunity to win the career Grand Slam and get into elite company, elite of the elite. Right? So he had a good showing at the Byron. He played well. He had a decent Masters, made a few mistakes here and there, like all of us do, right? But he seems like he's kind of coming into form right now. We talked about it in the last episode, though. Can Spieth win? Can he compete when you've got people like Scotty that are playing this good right now?
I mean, I don't think the entire field can compete when Scotty's playing how he did last week.
That's fair. Don't forget about our friend Bryson. Don't forget about our friend Bryson either. He just got a win on the Live Golf Tour. So I mean, he's still teeing it up. He's still competing.
Did you call him? Dude, I tried so hard to keep that in.
I don't know what I call him.
Bursting it. I don't know what.
Barson? Yeah. Oh my god, dude.
We gotta save that as a blooper.
So, anyways.
All right, I'm done. I'm done. Let's take a sec. Give me a sec.
It's because this fucking mic is in my way for my reading view, so I couldn't quite read Bryson.
Great player. We gotta move on from Bryson, bro. I can't do it.
Bryson, I promise we're not laughing at you.
We're laughing with you, man.
This is my fuck up. You're playing great golf. Keep it up, dude.
Great win.
So we got to talk about Bryson.
We don't have to talk about him at all, bro. All right, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, let's switch focus to some betting line. Bro, every time I fucking look at you.
I can't look at you, bro. That's why I'm literally not looking at you. Oh, man.
All right.
I gotta look. I'm not gonna look at you.
All right. Just stare at my fucking.
All right, I'm good.
God damn. I can't fucking look at you, bro.
Don't. My fucking abs hurt, bro.
Golly. Unbelievable. Let's talk about some betting lines. We've got Rory, who we talked about earlier.
Bro, you had it.
Oh my fuck.
All right, we're good.
Bro, you gotta fucking stop.
I'm chilling, bro. I'm right here.
You gotta stop.
All right.
All I did was mispronounce his name.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Whatever I called him. Fuck. God, we're easily amused.
All right. I'm good.
All right, let's talk about some betting lines. We got Rory currently co-favored at plus 500. Pretty good odds. Again, if I were a betting man, I would put some.
You gotta push through it. Bro, you gotta push through it.
So let's talk about some betting lines. We got Rory right now currently co-favored at plus 500. Pretty good odds. I think that if you were to sprinkle some money, Rory would be, why not? Why not? Especially if you got something left over from. You're good. Just keep going. Especially if you have something left over from the Masters. We got Scotty. He's also at plus 500 odds. So I kind of like a little sprinkle on Rory, a little sprinkle on Scotty. See what happens. Can't go wrong there. Xander right now listed at plus 1100. He is the defending PGA champion. So, he's had some strong performances at Quail Hollow 2, runner-up, and 2 previous Wells Fargo championships. Now the truest championship. Fucking A. Some other notable contenders. We've got Bryson DeChambeau. Odds at between plus 1,000 and plus 1,400. So coming off his win recently on Live, we'll see. I mean, I think he's probably going to be a little bit more serious right now, especially coming out of his match. Not really his match, but final pairing in the Masters. He had the interview where he was saying like, bro, you're fucking killing me right now. Oh my God. I think Bryson is gonna be a little bit more.
We can't bring this fucking guy up, bro.
Oh my God. I have to finish my thought.
All right.
He had the interview after the Masters where he was like, "Yeah, Rory didn't talk to me all day," and I think he's probably going to internalize that a little bit and take that as like, take that as like, okay, like now we're not messing around. Like we're here to play. You've also got guys like Ludwig. He's at plus 1,200 to plus 1,400 odds. John Rahm plus 1,200 to plus 1,800 in that range. This one was surprising for me. So Justin Thomas, JT, fresh off of his win at the RBC, he's anywhere from plus 1,800 to plus 2,000 odds.
Wow.
Which, I don't know. We'll get to in a minute with some of the dark horse picks, but I mean, he's won the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow in 2017, so clearly he's in good form right now. I don't know. I think if you're gonna look for a value bet, that's probably it. Brooks, so he's at around plus 1,800. Again, potential value bet. I mean, he's a 3-time PGA champion. So if you're gonna sprinkle some money on some value plays, he might be there. Colin Morikawa, same thing. Victor Hovland, plus 2,000 and above. And I pulled these a couple days ago, so they might not be entirely accurate, but they're close enough. Some other longer shots that are worth watching. We've talked about it quite a bit now on the previous episode. Spieth, he's at plus 4,000,
Wow.
give or take. So
It's kind of surprising after even the round that he just had.
Well, Vegas
Doesn't like Spieth.
Vegas doesn't like Spieth, so tells me a few things.
Yeah.
Either Vegas is doing Vegas things, which they're better at keeping money than paying it out,
Right.
or maybe that's a good value bet. I don't know. But then you've also got guys like Will Zalatoris, Justin Rose, Jason Day. These are all guys that are like, they have what it takes. And Justin Rose coming off the Masters, we'll see if he has a little bit of a hangover from the upset. Hopefully not. Like, I'm
Right.
pulling for Rosie.
Yeah.
If he could win a PGA Championship coming off of the gut-wrenching loss in the playoff, I would be all about it.
Yeah.
Skipping rocks all fucking day, Justin Rose. Let's go. Let me know if you need me to come out for another, practice round
Just a
session.
quick lesson.
We'll get you dialed. Jason Day too. I mean, he's just so solid, man. I love Jason Day's game. His short game is so fun to watch, and I feel like that's kind of when you're like a little bit of a golf nerd. Yeah, it's fun seeing the guys hit at like 330, but it's just so gratifying to me to see him play these various chip shots and pitches that just require such finesse.
Right.
And I don't know, I love Jason Day. I love his game. Arguably one of the swaggiest guys on tour.
It's a hot take. A lot of people aren't about it.
There are some outfits that I'm not too high on, if I'm being honest. But I like that he's just kind of expressing himself
Right.
in a little bit of a different way. So anyways, like talking through some of the betting lines and what Vegas is seeing this stuff at, like where are you with heading into the PGA Championship?
Yeah, I mean, I think like how I started the episode, I want Speed to win just for the story, right? I mean, I'd be curious to know if there's never been a time where two individuals completed a Grand Slam in the same year, right? So like
Nope.
a historic conversation nonetheless. there's always the hesitation, right? Can he do it? I think his game's in a good spot right now, but it'll be interesting to see, what form he brings to the tournament. It's hard not to ever put money on Scotty. Like, the guy is playing absolutely incredible. Number one player in the world for a reason, right? Like, just absolutely dialed, knows his yardages, knows his numbers. So, yeah, I would, if I had to put it on anyone, it would be Scotty, but obviously want Spieth. The two Texas guys, one of them take it home.
Yep. I like I think where I'm leaning right now, we'll see how it plays out, but I like the Rory and Scotty plays just because the chances of one of them winning seems pretty damn likely. But then also, like, there's some value bets out there. If Justin Thomas stays at around plus 1,800 to plus 2,000, I might have to
Sprinkle a little bit out there.
I might have to send it on Justin Thomas.
Let me know how that pays out.
I mean, the guy's in form right now.
True.
He won at the RBC. His game has never really been, that strong of a match for the Masters. So when you look at the Masters, I don't think you can really look at it through that sort of finite or narrow of a lens with how is he playing right now. Because I think his game, for whatever reason, just doesn't translate to Augusta.
Yeah.
So clearly he still has something there because a week later he won. So, he has that clutch gene too. Justin Thomas spends a lot of time, very tight-knit relationship with Tiger, which you have to imagine some of the characteristics of Tiger have rubbed off on him.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm pulling for JT, certainly as the value bet, right? But to your point, it's kind of hard to bet against Scotty and Rory right now.
Yeah.
Bryson's playing great golf too, though, man, and I think he's going to come in with a vengeance. Like, I think he's sort of at the stage now where he's like, I'm not fucking around.
Yeah.
I'm ready to come here, prove my worth again, even though I just did it at Pinehurst for the U.S. Open. I'm going to do it again. So I think it's going to be a stacked leaderboard.
I hope so. That's all we can ask for.
So out of all these, I mean, I know you're pretty high on Scotty right now, but who is? You got to pick one. Who is your prediction on a winner?
I'm going Scotty.
I like it. It worked for me last time. I'm going to say Rory. I think Rory has had a chance to let the commotion sort of settle down.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to sort of ease back into tournament golf with playing at the Zurich with his buddy Shane Lowry.
Right.
He's got a great track record at Quail Hollow. Just for the sake of the historical piece of Rory going out and sort of parlaying his success at the Masters, I guess my prediction is if Rory wins at the PGA, it's going to be a compelling win.
Right.
Multiple shots. 3, 4, 5, 6 shots.
Yeah.
But, okay, so what about a dark horse? Who are you going to keep your eye on? Who are you going to favorite in the PGA Tour app to really just make sure that you're watching out for to see how they play?
I mean, I think JT would be somebody that I would like to see pull out and be in the mix. To your point earlier, though, I also wouldn't be surprised if Brooks comes out with a few swings in the early round. But yeah, I would probably put it on one of them too to surprise us.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to even think about the fact that Justin Thomas, from an odds perspective, anyways, is a dark horse.
Right.
Like, the dude's won multiple major championships.
Yeah.
He's not a scrub.
No.
Like, dude's a professional.
Right.
He's got that clutch gene. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. I would like to see Zalatoris make another resurgence.
Yeah.
I love seeing him compete. Before his back injuries really crept in and he had to recover from that. I just love his game. I love his style. So I think I'm going to go with Will Zalatoris for
It's a
my
good call.
dark horse, and we'll see how it pans out. But yeah, any other final thoughts? PGA Championship, Quail Hollow.
No, man, I'm excited. It's gonna be a fun round. Obviously, we're gonna be tuning in, playing a little bit of golf that weekend as well. So excited to see what shapes up as we go into Sunday.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Well, that's it for today. So, For The Ages on YouTube, on Instagram, X, like, subscribe, share, all that stuff, whatever your heart desires. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time.
Cheers, brother. Thanks
Cheers.
for having me on.
Yeah, you bet, man.